defund the politicians, and refund the Americans.
Freedom!
Breakthrough Media.
Freedom! Freedom! Freedom!
Hey Siri, what's the definition of post-truth?
Post-truth means relating to or denoting circumstances in which objective facts are less influential in shaping public opinion than appeals to emotion and personal belief.
Let's go to our next update here, and we're going to stay on Democrats because the meltdowns are continuing after the Supreme Court had ruled against the Voting Rights Act, which essentially is these congressional maps that were drawn based on race, because the idea is we need to protect minority voters. But at the same time, what happens if we discriminate against non-minority voters? So the Supreme Court had no choice but to throw that out because the U.S. Constitution is supposed to be colorblind, right? Okay. Well, according to Democrats, they don't see it that way. Take a look.
Today's decision by this illegitimate Supreme Court majority strikes a blow against the Voting Rights Act and is designed to undermine the ability of communities of color all across this country to elect their candidate of choice. But we're not here to step back. We're here to fight back. Yes. Now, when this decision came out earlier today, it's an unacceptable decision, but not an unexpected decision, because this isn't even really the Roberts Court. It's the Trump Court.
Yes.
And what we would expect from the Trump Court is an effort to continue their scheme to suppress the vote and rig the midterm elections and beyond. Because these extremists have failed America in every possible way. And now we're at a point where affirmative action is gone, diversity is gone, equity gone, inclusion gone, racial tolerance gone, the Voting Rights Act largely gone. But guess what, extremists? We're still here. That's right. And we're not going anywhere.
Guys, we're literally hearing politicians complain that they can't weaponize race anymore to win elections, to leverage policies, to affect change in our country that's unconstitutional. This is exactly what we're getting from the Democrat Party. I think this is a true mask-off moment, especially for registered independents. If they need a reminder of how radical Democrats are, they're literally defending the very definition of discrimination, actually racial discrimination. Just imagine that. They believe that if we go to a neutral, merit-based system, that minorities will not be represented. What I find to be interesting is there is a record number of Black people serving in Congress, more than any time in history. What more representation do you need? Okay.
Well, it's an interesting proposition you raised that they're not represented. My friend Patrick Ruffini sent out an interesting statistic tonight. There are 58 members of the House who are Black. It's a record, actually. A majority are actually elected from plurality white districts. We're so racist in America. You've got white people electing African Americans to Congress in record numbers.
Are those people in the South? They are not in the South.
Well, Tim Scott is. As far as I know, Tim Scott is.
That's one. That's one example. That's one example.
And so
that's not 58.
And so the issue is racism. It is inherently racist to draw lines and divide people up by race. I mean, the definition of it would be we're going to divide ourselves up by race and say only a Black congressman can represent Black people, only a Hispanic congressman can represent Hispanic people. That is patently illegal
but the
under
issue
U.S.
is
law.
they were trying to fix
it also
the problem.
it also makes no sense when you consider that we're all Americans and we can vote for whoever we want.
The fact that they're trying to defend this is already a losing position. When you looked into the Louisiana case here, it was actually exposed in regards to what Jennings just said, that these white districts would actually vote for a Black candidate and the Black districts would not vote for the Black candidate. So which one is it exactly? And remember, Virginia had an opportunity to vote for a Black governor who was also a woman, and they passed on her. Oh, yeah, that's right, because she was a Republican. See, they're morally bankrupt. They live in this world of hypocrisy and contradictions. They're not really consistent, and they're definitely not in alignment with the U.S. Constitution from the perspective of being colorblind. That's why this case did deserve to go to the Supreme Court. It made total sense.
And what you see southern states openly talking about doing now is eliminating black representation, disenfranchising African-American voters by drawing creative districts that completely take away any kind of representation. And so when you ask about the history, we all stand. I am here as a United States Senator because of Americans of all backgrounds who joined together in a movement to end this kind of discrimination. And the Supreme Court, with the aid and abetting of Donald Trump, are now eviscerating those rights. And we're going to see, I think, us plunging back into a world where African Americans from many states again disappear from Congress.
Okay, I would love to debate these people who really believe in this nonsense, because the fact of the matter is, you think black people are going to have a problem being represented? Have you seen the numbers regarding illegal immigration and what it's done to our population? White people will be minorities over the next 30 years. Book it. Okay, we've already seen what happened in Michigan. We're seeing what happened in New York City, and we're seeing what is happening across this country. You think black people are going to have a problem being represented? No. White people, black people, Asian people, people from India, they will definitely not be represented according to the way that they want things. It's just fascinating that he's going to lean on this idea of going back to Jim Crow, because that's what they do. They hope that they can relive that experience and make the American people feel that experience. But newsflash, we've moved on from that. This country is nowhere near the way it used to be, for good reason.
My view is that states ought to decide this. A. B, regarding John's argument, I just fundamentally think that the government shouldn't be in the business of dividing us up by race. It's fundamentally racist to divide us up by race. We have African-American members of the House winning in districts across the country with plurality white populations. We are well beyond the issues that were at play.
The issue there is
yes, but we've obviously got some serious deficits. We haven't had an African-American Republican governor since Reconstruction. I mean, there's unfortunately imbalance between the two parties.
Republicans tried to elect one in Virginia.
Okay. Well, I'm
just saying. And then you got a white Democrat who gerrymandered the state.
All right, I think, I think that sums it all up, right?